Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jamie and I'm on a never-ending journey to simplify our home while working through a recent cancer diagnosis. In this video, I am working out a new way to clean up my kitchen and other spaces by doing things in small steps or areas. Right now, I'm working in my butler pantry before moving on to the next spot. Now later in the video, there is a recent update to my cancer journey and it can be found around the 7-minute 50-second mark. For months, I had been diligent about cleaning my kitchen completely each night before bed, but once I got sick a few months ago, it really became a struggle. My sweet husband has been awesome about picking up where I cannot, but he works 60-plus hour weeks and is managing to go to most of my appointments with me, so that doesn't leave a lot of time for deep cleaning. If you're wondering why we have that doorway blocked off, we wanted to see if we could live without that doorway and instead make this one large walk-in pantry. On the other side of that wall is a formal dining, which we have literally used as everything but a formal dining. It felt so good to get this butler pantry cleaned up and get that coffee maker cleaned up. As you can see, like the coffee grounds were really sticky and gross, so I am so happy to have it all cleaned up. I usually clean it about once a week. But again, things kind of got away from me this time. That is disgusting.
When I was lost and hopeless, when I was at my worst, it's grace that you extended that I did not deserve. I am so amazed by all you have done. I cannot explain the depth of your love. Limits can't contain the heart of you, God. I'm amazed at the depth of your love. Your mercy came and found me, gave me a second birth. I'm overwhelmed and grateful. You took what I deserve. I am so amazed by all you have done. I cannot explain the depth of your love. Limits can't contain the heart of you, God. I'm amazed at the depth of your love. And I am so amazed by all you have done. I cannot explain the depth of your love. Limits can't contain the heart of you, God. I'm amazed.
So it's a new day today, and as you can see, that part in the butler pantry and the center island, mostly still cleaned off on the center island. Have a couple of towels here and a meat thermometer. I ran out of steam yesterday. I don't have a lot of energy these days, and I just flat out ran out of steam. So today, I'm going to continue doing what I did yesterday. I'm working section by section. Now, normally, if you've seen my other videos, you know this is not normally how I clean my kitchen. Normally, I get all of the dishes and everything over and I clean off the counters, but I don't wipe them down immediately. I usually save that for last. I wash all the dishes, I get them put away, I dry them, you know, all that stuff. Probably what most of you do when you clean your kitchen, right? You go after the low-hanging fruit, with the easiest stuff to clean first, and then you just kind of work from there, get your kitchen all clean. I can't do that right now because I have a limited amount of energy, for one, and two, while I'm not in my wheelchair full-time at this moment, yay, love it, I only have about 20 minutes before my leg starts telling me that it's time to sit down and get off of it. It really starts hurting, it starts getting weak, and I become more of a fall risk. So whatever I do in the kitchen or anywhere else in my house, I have to do within about a 20-minute time period. I do have home health that is supposed to be starting, that's going to help work with my leg and maybe get all of that back up and running. So pretty excited about that. But today I want to really focus on maybe getting a couple of more sections of the kitchen done. Now, the reason I'm choosing to go ahead and do it section by section is, like I said, I don't have a ton of energy. So the energy that I do have, I want it to be well spent. So if I work section by section and go ahead and clean that and even wipe down the counters, then at any point when I have to stop, that part is done. So like last night, I had to stop. My butler pantry is still cleaned up. This side counter over this, I'm doing this backwards. The side counter over here is cleaned up. And then the kitchen island is mostly cleaned up. I dried a couple of things this morning, and I just haven't put the towels back hanging where I normally hang my drying towels. So that is what we're going to work on today, and let's get started.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, I'm just loving this moment.
We really have to stop meeting this way. I mean, I know you guys all love my truck and everything, but really, we've got to stop meeting this way. So I'm going to take a quick break from what you were just seeing with me cleaning the kitchen. That was actually like 3 days ago. As I was washing dishes, I got a call from my surgical oncologist who wanted to see me before I went to see my medical oncologist, because, just as a side note, if you've never had cancer or known someone who's had cancer, you may not be aware, but you have about 47 oncologists. You have the surgical oncologist, the medical oncologist, the radiological oncologist. In my case, I have an obgyn oncologist, and I feel like there's one I'm missing. I've got at least 4. I think I have 5. Gets crazy. Anyway, so she wanted to see me before I saw my medical oncologist. So I went in and saw her. They took my drain out. Yay! I was never so glad to be rid of Henrietta as I am right now. And then sent me on my merry way to my medical oncologist. When I got there, I knew that I was going to find out that day whether or not I was going to have chemo on top of radiation or just radiation alone, which I mentioned earlier in this video, I think. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it earlier in this video. But, so I do have to have chemo. Not what I wanted to hear. So it's kind of strange. I feel like I got slightly blindsided again, but let me explain why I say that. just as a quick recap, if this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos on the cancer thing, I will pop up top the first video so you can kind of see what happened. But just as a quick TLDR kind of thing, I had a double mastectomy 5 years ago and was not supposed to get cancer. And surprise, got cancer. And now I am on a mission to, one, not only share my story, but share my story in hopes that it can keep, maybe one person from going through what I'm going through. I'm trying to get people to be a bit more proactive on their health and advocate a bit more. So that's what I'm doing. Probably won't help me too much, but if I can help at least just one person in the future avoid this, I'll be a happy camper, because this is not fun. In fact, I am currently sitting outside of one of my homes away from home, which is a hospital 45 miles from my home, to have an echocardiogram this morning. They ordered one stat before I could start chemo and before I could get my port placed for chemo. So this was the hospital that had the first available opening for a stat echocardiogram. The chemo starts on the 16th, and it's going to run. The schedule as it stands right now is I'll have my first chemo on the 16th, and then every 3 weeks for the first 4 cycles, I'll have an infusion. And then after that 4th cycle, I will start going in weekly for 12 weeks for an infusion. If I manage to survive all of that, and should it actually stay on schedule, which if you've ever known somebody who's gone through chemo, you know that often chemo doesn't stay on schedule, because there are some weeks where you just don't recover quick enough in between cycles to be able to do that next cycle. So sometimes they have to delay it by a week. But if all goes well and according to plan, I should be finished with chemo by early summer, and then have to have radiation. It's okay. I'm okay. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I know this is going to sound horrifically vain. I swear this is not coming from a place of vanity, but I'll explain why it's not here in a minute. One of my very first questions, and I think this is a common question that probably a lot of women ask, is, am I going to lose my hair? For me, the answer is yes. I will most definitely be losing my hair, and I am not looking forward to that. If you don't know, my hair is super long, almost it's well below my mid back. It's closer to my lower back than it is my mid back. So it's super long, and it's taken me a long time to grow out my hair this long. And so there was this thing called cold capping, and I was really hoping I was going to be a candidate for cold capping, but I had less than a 30% chance of keeping my hair, because the chemo I'm going to be on is so strong that it was most likely going to be a moot point. And cold capping is not covered by insurance, and it's not without its hefty price tag, and I haven't won that lottery yet, so probably not going to be doing cold capping. So what I'm going to do is, a couple of days before my first chemo, I'm going to actually go to my hairstylist, and she's going to cut my hair really short. She actually had a really neat idea. She said, has there ever been a hairstyle that you wanted to try, but you just never would try it in normal everyday life? And I thought about it, and I said, as weird as it sounds, I've always wanted to see what I would look like with a pixie cut. Now, remember, I've got super long hair, so I wasn't about to try a pixie cut. But we have decided, since it's likely within a couple of weeks after starting chemo I'm going to lose my hair, we decided to go with a pixie cut. So there may be one short video that I do where I'm getting my hair cut into a pixie, and then there'll be one picture of that. In the meantime, I am researching if it's possible to, and affordable, I'm sure it's not affordable, but if it's possible to get a wig made out of my own hair, because if it is, when we cut my hair, I'm going to cut it in such a way that we can use my hair as much as possible to make a wig. My insurance will pay up to a certain amount for a wig. So, you know, maybe between that and, you know, just other funds, maybe I can afford it. And if not, I'm going to try and get a wig that is as close to my current hairstyle as possible and current color, because this has been this has been my favorite color that I've ever done, and I'm about to lose it all. So that's all right. That's all right. It's hair. It will eventually grow back. So here's why I say it's not a vanity thing. Yeah, I don't want to lose my hair, but it's not because I'm vain. It is because it's just one more area where I have to give up control. Like I feel like in the last 2 months, so much control has been taken away from me, between control of my own schedule, control of my own life, control of what meds I'm on, control of how I eat, how I don't eat, what medicine I can take, what medicine I can't take, when I can travel, when I can't travel. You know, I mean, like it's constant. Like I'm constantly feel like I'm losing control of some area of my life. And this is just another one of those areas. So I was talking to my sister the other day on the phone. I was explaining all of this to her. Like I was upset about losing my hair. And she said, well, what are you going to do about your eyebrows? Like, what do you mean what am I going to do about my eyebrows? She said, you're going to lose all of your hair. She's been through chemo, so she understands. She's like, that most likely is going to include your eyebrows. Y'all, I about fell off of the bar stool in my kitchen when she said that, because I mean, my eyebrows may not be the best eyebrows in the world and may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I actually really like my eyebrows. And then I was talking to my mother-in-law 2 nights ago, and I was explaining again that I was upset about losing my hair, losing my eyebrows, and she said, oh, just wait until the hair in your nose falls out. That's a real treat. I was like, oh my gosh. So, okay, and I know that you guys are probably laughing at this point. I'm laughing too at just the ridiculousness of it all. I didn't even think about my nose hair. Like, I know I didn't know she lost hers. She's like, yeah, I lost mine after like the second treatment. So now I'm on a mission. If you've had chemo and you don't mind sharing, did you lose your nose hair? And am I also going to lose my eyelashes? Now, my mother-in-law and my sister did not lose their eyelashes, but now I'm like, kind of like my eyelashes. But it's not a vanity thing. I mean, I do like my eyebrows, like my eyelashes, like my hair. But I'm tired of not having control over anything. Like with my hair, I have control on any given day of whether I cut it or not, right? But this is completely taken out of my control. If I don't do the chemo, I'm not going to survive. And if I do the chemo, I have a 60% chance of surviving. So obviously, I'm going to do the chemo. I mean, that's just like, I have a 10-year-old child. I'm not going to pass up a 60% chance of surviving when I have basically a 0% chance of not surviving if I don't do the chemo and the radiation. So as much as I would love to do alternative therapies, in my case, my cancer is so aggressive that I don't feel that it's worth the risk. So, there's that. I have the, it's going to be a long few months. So I think what I'm going to do, this is very real and very raw. You guys know me. Look, I am a hot mess on a good day, and I'm really a hot mess on these kinds of days. So I'm real and I'm raw. What you see with me is what you get. So yeah, I'm going to get back to cleaning. You guys are going to, this is just a brief little interlude in that cleaning video. You're going to get back to seeing the cleaning here in a second. But yeah, I got to go in here and get my echo. And then this afternoon, I have my pre-op appointment to get ready to get my port placed. And the funny thing is, like, I think I'm having more trouble with that part than anything, because having just had that crazy reaction to the anesthesia literally a month ago. It's been a month ago today. I am not looking forward to getting the port placed, although my surgeon, onco, who will be doing the surgery, said that while they normally put people under general anesthesia for doing the port, for me, they are not going to take that risk. So what they're going to do is they are going to put me under twilight sedation, like they would do for like a colonoscopy or, you know, something like that. And then once I'm kind of under that twilight, then they'll go ahead and numb up that entire area really good before they place the port, just to, you know, make sure that it's going to stay numb for a while, because I literally get my port placed on the 15th, and then on the 16th I start chemo. So, all right, you know what? Stop watching this part of the video and let's get back to cleaning, because that kitchen is not going to clean itself. Bye.